Hey guys, welcome to Downtown Tailoring. In today's video, we are going to add shoulder pads on a t-shirt and I will show you as well how to cover them. So let's go! If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Remember last week's video where we shortened this t-shirt using twin needles? Well, I told you that this was part of a big job that I needed to do. So today I'm going to change the neckline of this t-shirt from crew to v-neck. And for that, I need to fold it in the center and then I'm gonna mark whenever I need it and then I will mark my V. I'm using a little bit the curve, but just in the V, I will use the straight ruler and then I will cut it off everything. And because finishing the V will be my last step and I will going to manipulate so much this t-shirt. So I'm gonna make a top stitch all around the neckline. But let's go back to our business, the shoulder pads. So I get those shoulder pads. These are really small and the material is like a felt. And I know that my customer measure around 17 inches and a half from shoulder to shoulder, the width across shoulder. So I'm gonna fold my shirt in two and then I'm gonna mark 18 inches for my shoulder pads. And then I'm gonna make a line from the half of the blade to this measurement. And then I'm gonna repeat that mark in all the shoulders in my t-shirt. And look at that, I have like angle there instead of a straight line. And to insert a shoulder pad, I really need a straight line, but it's okay. I can soften it up and I will be okay. Now I'm going to measure the case for my shoulder pads and I'm measuring more or less the size of my shoulder pads and I'm gonna mark it in what was the sleeve of my t-shirt before. And then I'm going to mark like a kind of lowered sleeve and I have like a semicircle that I will cut out. This will be the case where I will put my shoulder pads. Now I encounter a really big problem. When I'm trying to put everything flat and straight, I see that I need to take in the sides more than I can afford. So I will have to find other ways. The first thing I'm gonna try is to see if I can reduce a little bit more the case so I don't need to fold so much. And I see that, yes, I see that I was very conservative when I cut it, of course. And now I'm cutting more. I cut more in the armhole part and I cut a lot more in the case part. I know that I won't have a complete straight line because it just doesn't work like that. So I'm putting in my mannequin and I can see that it's looking good. It's pulling still a little bit too much, so I snip the two sides so the lower part of the armhole can go to one place and then opens a little bit the case for the rest of the shoulder pads. Well, so now that I know that I can work, I'm gonna work with my shoulder pads. What I'm gonna do is to line them because I want them to be strong and I want my customer to be able to wash them. So I'm gonna use the fabric on bias. That's why I fold it this way, like a one corner with the other. That way I make sure that I have it at 45-degree angle. And then I'm gonna put my shoulder pads inside and I'm gonna secure them with pins. Remember that I have my material double, so I will cut both at the same time. I'm just cutting out the excess of material so I can work more comfortably with it. I'm leaving around 3/4 inch of seam allowance so I can manipulate that better after. Something very important that you have to consider is that I cut that completely flat, but in fact you want the shoulder pads to have a curved form. That's why it's so important to make a kind of dart or pleat inside so the material inside can be pulled and form the concave shape inside. So as I measure more or less how much I need, I just do that by eyes. It's not such a huge deal. The thing is that you have to be sure that it will help you with the shape that you are requiring for your shoulder pads. Then I'm going to my sewing machine and I'm stitching all around, and this time I'm making sure to stitch as well the shoulder pads so the material will be secure and won't move anywhere. And then I'm going to my mannequin. I see, yes, it has the shape, so I am ready to cut the excess of the material, this time very close to the shoulder pads, and then I will search all around and my shoulder pads will be lined. I have my 2 shoulder pads and it's the time to install them in my t-shirts. But before, I'm going to finish the lower part of the armhole. So I'm going to my sewing machine and I am using elastic tape as a stabilizer. I will sew it in the left part of the tape and I'm not pulling the material. I just make it taut. That's it. So it will stabilize my curve. And after, I will cut the excess of material, and then I will go to my serger and then I will search. As you can see, the elastic will be very secure because I sew in the left side and search in the right side. So this is what I have, and now I'm going to present my shoulder pads in the right place. I'm putting at the back the pointy side. I put them both and then I'm going to my mannequin to see how it's looking, to accommodate it, to make sure that they are symmetrical. And after I see that everything is okay, I'm going to baste the case to the neckline. When this is secure, then I'm going to my sewing machine and I'm sewing that and cutting the excess of the material, and I have my case prepared. Then I will finish the lower part of the armhole doing a small fold. Remember that I already stabilized this part with the plastic elastic. I'm just checking that everything is flat and nice, and I'm sewing my shoulder pads to the case. I'm just trying to secure as much as possible to see if my customer will be able to just throw that in the washing machine. The shoulder pads just get all entangled and, loses the shape. So when the first part is sewn, now I'm just pinning the top part to the shoulder pads to uncover the shoulder seam allowance and stitch the seam allowance to the shoulder pads. I will use basically the herringbone stitch because this stitch is very secure, but at the same time is very elastic, like the zigzag. And then in the bottom part where the shoulder seams was, I'm gonna secure that as well with a simple stitch. And I think my shoulder pads will be secure enough. Now the material is a little bit different, so I'm hoping that everything will be okay. My last step is just to put my V-neck, and I will explain how to do that in another video. And here you go, guys. This is the result. This is my shirt. Let me show you how the people are using it. We cut it strategically in like a medium length so she can use it with the elastic like that. Let me know in the comment, how do you feel about wearing your clothes using shoulder pads? I used to love them, but I'm not sure now how I will look with them. But you let me know what you think. If you find this video useful, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!